Hell no. What's up? What's up? Just posting a Facebook. The Facebook, eh? How do I say goodbye? What's up, folks? We're out in the South Pacific Ocean if you're just tuning in. Sailing to Fiji. We've been out at sea now for, what are we on? Day 9. Day 9. Haven't seen land for 9 days. Think we got at least 6 to go. Didn't really sleep that well this morning. Sails started flapping really bad. Winds were shifting. We were starting to go a little bit off course, so then we changed direction. We changed our sails. What's up, everybody? We're in the South Pacific Ocean. Haven't seen land for friggin' 9 days now. Didn't get the best of sleep. Oh man. We got like 6 more days to go until we hit Fiji. If you're just joining us, we're trying to sail around the world. My original goal was do it in 5 years, but I didn't think I thought it would take a lot less money than it's taking. So we're starting to run out of money. So we're gonna try to make it around the world in 1 year instead of 5 years. We're like 1/5 of the way there. We started in Florida. Now we're in the South Pacific Ocean, headed to Fiji. Went through the Panama Canal last year. So where's everybody tuning in from? Let me know where you're joining from. Let's show all messages. Thanks, Zach. How you doing? Where are you tuning in from? Canada, awesome. We have never been to Canada. I don't know if I'm allowed in Canada due to some police record in the United States. What's up, Jose? How you doing? Where are you tuning in from? Camden, New Jersey. That's what's up. We're originally from Pennsylvania. Does anybody ever, do you ever, Enrique, you want to get a tour of the boat? Let's do it. All right. It's gonna be a little bit loud outside because it's windy as fuck out there. Here we got our sails. Wing on wing. The wind is coming from behind us. Yep, that's right. My sister lives in Philly too. We got our dinghy up there at the front. That's how we get to land when we anchor. I'm not gonna go all around the outside because there's not terribly much up there right now and it's windy. Solar panels, Starlink, radar, wind generator. Cat. He knows where the coolest part of the boat is at all times. He always finds the breezy area. That's where the captain sits. Then if we go down below, this is our bed. It's usually in our bedroom, but this is the center of the boat, both front and back wise and left and right wise, so it's the most comfortable. Our food supply, it's not bad. I mean, we got tons of food sitting back behind our, I guess what you would call a couch. We got food up here, food over there. We got food back behind those slidey doors over there. Our electrical panel. Our bathroom with the cat's litter box. This is our storage. So this, and there's tons of underwear hanging in there, but this is usually a like a full-size bed. It's like our spare bedroom, but we use it as storage. So we got a washing machine in there, tons of spare parts, and pretty much everything we've ever owned our whole life. This is the galley or our kitchen. You can see the motion of the boat with the oven. Our oven is gimbaled so it always stays level. So that just shows you how much our boat is tipping over right now. We got this contraption under here is running right now. It's turning salt water into fresh drinking water for us. We got some more food here, some potatoes. We got some eggs down there, but this is mostly all of our kitchen gadgets. It's pretty big. It's supposed to be an ice box. But yeah, and then so there's our table that comes down. Behind there, there's some bottles of liquor and wine and shit. And then this is our bedroom. And since we took the bed out, we put a 150-gallon fuel bladder in here. Just in case there was no wind or anything, we could motor all the way to our destination. Our original destination was Hawaii, and then at the last minute we decided to sail to Fiji. We got more food. We got flour, instant potatoes, rice, chips, crackers, and then all of our clothes is in here. Our freezer's right here. So we got some waffles left in there, a bunch of steaks, some frozen veggies. And then this is our refrigerator. Almond milk. Ooh, actually that reminds me. What is a day without a coffee drink? Cappuccino. That didn't last. So that's pretty much the extent of our boat. There's a lot of shit behind all of this stuff. There's stuff underneath all of the seats. Almost fell. And I just knocked over the dog and cat's water bowl. Oh man, trying to drink this coffee drink. So yeah, that be it. And then we got, I guess, the last crew member was our dog. My wife's sleeping, so I'm not going to show her. We sometimes fish, Jose, but what's up, Frenchie? We yeah, I mean, I think I owe it to everybody to fish. I said if I got 350 subscribers, we were gonna fish one day. So I didn't get enough sleep last night, so I think we'll hold off till tomorrow. But yeah, we're gonna fish. I don't like fish, but my wife does. So it doesn't really extend my food supply because I hate it. I'll eat. If I catch a fish, I'll eat it once. I'll have some fresh fish the first day I catch it, and then it goes in the freezer, and then it's up to my wife to eat the rest of it. And sometimes if we catch like a 75-pound fish, that's a lot of food for one person to eat. What's up, Logs? What's up, Linda? Frenchie, are you on? God, Frenchie, I feel like that's all you do is work. Hope you're saving to get out here. What's wrong, buddy? He wants to lick on some plastic. Oh, you're a sweet boy. You're a sweet boy. Oh. Hell yeah, dude. Just got back from the auction. That's awesome. I was just asking Mandy if they still did it. Did you get anything from the auction? I feel like the only thing I ever got when I went there was French fries. Jose, you would miss your beer, so you couldn't sail? You could definitely stock up on beer. I quit drinking a couple years ago, but I mean, I always had plenty of beer on board when I did drink. The cat has never fell overboard yet. You never fell overboard, did you? What a sweet boy. You got bananas, nice. Yeah, Mandy was saying that, well, I don't think she got them from the auction, but she said she got blueberries somewhere in I don't know if it was Hazleton or somewhere for $2.50 for a pint. We were paying like $9 to $12 for a pint or I don't know, is the pint the small, the thin little packages? Because we were paying like, I think it was $9 to $12 for the little package of blueberries in Tahiti. Garlic pizza sounds good. Think I could skip the hot wings. God, this guy is just like friggin' wanting all the affection today. He doesn't normally like sit on me or anything. Oh, you have your own blueberry bushes. That's awesome. I would, yeah, they're definitely something. If when we move to land, if we own our own property, we're definitely gonna be growing blueberries. Definitely gonna have, I have a little, not an Excel document, but I have a document on my computer of like all the crops that I want to grow. Starting to like, I was starting to use AI to start planning out like what time of year, what gets planted, all that kind of stuff. I love blueberries. I think broccoli was another big thing I wanted to grow because I love broccoli. Me and Jess both really love broccoli. Peppers, snow peas, gotta have in my garden. Lettuce, obviously. Yeah, that's the goal. I mean, after sailing, I think the next goal would either be an RV or homesteading and try to live as self-sufficiently as possible. All right. He's done with the affection. Garlic too. I would definitely plant an insane amount of garlic, and I guess onions too. I don't care for onions, but I would probably just make it into my own onion powder. I don't like big chunks of onion in anything. Nicole plants broccoli, hell yeah. So, and I don't know how true this is, but I saw something about how John Hopkins had found something about sulforaphane in broccoli being like anti-cancerous and helps to fight cancer. And John Hopkins had patented sulforaphane or something, and they sold their rights strictly to this one company who like made this sulforaphane tea for a while. But then they lost the patent because I guess it wasn't legal to patent an ingredient in broccoli. But yeah, so supposedly broccoli is really good for fighting cancer. So I actually take broccoli pills. Jose, my wife gets seasick, my cat gets seasick, me and the dog, we do not really get seasick. I got seasick a couple times when we were crossing the Pacific Ocean from Panama, but it was mostly when I was trying to do like work on my computer while I was down below. But if you stay out here and you have like your eye on the horizon, I don't think you generally get sick. I also love garlic, but I also take garlic pills with Allison. Yeah, I think all the like things I take are pretty much like vegetable supplements. I take garlic pills, broccoli pills, turmeric pills, and a multivitamin. Just because of how shitty my diet is. I don't think I get all my daily requirement of minerals and vitamins from my diet. Especially when I only eat once a day, and sometimes, or many times, it's just white rice and a can of peas. Definitely not getting any vitamin C there or anything like that. Everyone, where are you tuning in from? We're in the South Pacific Ocean right here, sailing to Fiji. We've been out at sea for I think 9 days now. And we got about, let me get the GPS. Okay. Let's see if we could see this on screen. I'm gonna have to turn it. We'll figure this out. Enrique, you're in Brooklyn? My wife was born in Brooklyn. All right. So as you guys could see here, lost our track at some point, but we were trying to follow our yellow line that's going straight to our destination. But this morning I could not friggin' sleep. We were just rocking side to side and the sails kept slamming. So yeah, we ended up setting up our sails. Now we're running downwind, so we have, it's called wing on wing configuration. We have one sail out on one side of the boat, one sail out on the other. So this only works if the wind is coming from straight behind you. So that means that the wind is basically coming from this direction, because that's the way we're going. So we're going off course right now, but there's supposed to be some weather coming through. Well, it's not really going to affect us too bad as far as like heavy winds or anything, but the winds are going to shift, and they're going to start slowly shifting. Instead of out of like the southeast, they're going to start shifting east, northeast, and they're all getting sucked down south into a system down here. So as they spin, we're going to want to probably head down this way once the winds start shifting out of the north. So yeah, I think going off course a little bit is going to be good for us actually in the long run when the wind starts shifting. Because if we kept on this course and the wind started shifting like out of the north, we would be kind of stuck. We wouldn't be able to sail this way. Now if we're up here and we want to sail down, we should be able to do that if the winds are coming a little bit out of the northeast. My ethnicity, I'm white as rice. My ancestry is mostly like Polish, all Eastern European, like the old Soviet Union. Austria, Hungary, what's like present day Ukraine. At least that's what my 23andMe had said. House in Puerto Rico next to San Juan. Oh yeah, we might stop. We're hoping to be back in the Caribbean by this time next year, or by March of next year. So maybe once we get back in the Caribbean, Puerto Rico might be on our way back home to the United States, so it's possible we'll stop there. My wife has family in Puerto Rico. Her family is mostly all from the Dominican Republic, but she has some cousins that moved to Puerto Rico. But yeah, so we're heading off course a little bit, but it's not going to be killing us. And if you see our speed, we're surfing down waves. Our max speed on this boat, I think, is like under 7 knots. So anytime we go above 7, that's because we're being assisted by a current or waves or something like that. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Or Frenchie, you would heave to, I don't remember what I was saying. Why would you heave to and sit for a week? Knots and miles per hour are pretty much the same. I don't know the exact difference, but they're pretty damn close to each other. They're close enough that I just never learned what the difference is. Or never committed it to memory. Talking about it yesterday, but does anyone ever like bite the inside of your cheek and then you get a canker sore? Got it. And then sometimes once you get one, then you get another one and another one. I bit the inside of my cheek. Now it feels like friggin' hamburger meat in there. And it burns, it hurts. And I got another one now down here. relax, fish, and swim. Yeah. Kind of want to just get to that Indian food in Fiji at this point. We hungry. As what was it? Tyrese, is that his name in Fast and the Furious 2? We hungry. You have an issue with your teeth. Woo! Our wife just fell out of bed. 6 teeth pulled out. God damn. I barely even fucking brushed my teeth ever, and friggin' I've never had to have that many teeth pulled out. I've never had any teeth pulled out. I'm the worst person with brushing my teeth. I do go to the dentist often though. We went to the dentist in Tahiti, got a cleaning. I actually ended up needing two fillings I ended up needing to have refilled in Tahiti. Both of them fell out, one on each side of my mouth. Never had a filling fall out before, and then in Tahiti I ended up having 2 fall out. Hopefully they were ones that I had, because I have mercury fillings in my teeth, so hopefully the ones that fell out were mercury. Yeah, if only I had some salt water to rinse my mouth with. I've been doing it with hydrogen peroxide. And I've been putting Orajel on to numb it so it doesn't hurt. Which, that's like, you need to put it on like every 3 minutes. Yeah, magically. I mean, I wonder if I got them I doubt that this would have filled them on the same day. But I wonder how close in time I got the 2 fillings that fell out. Supposedly mercury is dangerous. I mean, they'll shut down a school if there's like a thermometer that breaks or whatever. I think it's obviously a different kind of mercury that goes into the old school fillings, but they don't do mercury fillings anymore. I'm sure that's for a reason. I remember when I was, God, probably like 2013, before I left Pennsylvania, I was on this like big health kick, watching just like raw, like the raw food diet, I guess, where people just eat like friggin' fruits and vegetables, raw foods, nuts and stuff like that. And like some of those people are saying, oh, you gotta get your fillings, your mercury fillings removed and put in. There's like a couple dentists in the United States that will replace your fillings with crystals. They were saying to friggin' replace your fillings with crystal fillings. So, I don't know, your fucking teeth vibrate. They say crystals vibrate. I don't know. If you believe in all that shit. I do friggin' belong to some like witches and like Wiccan type groups on Facebook. That whole like vibe I really like the whole like, I don't know, old foresty type vibes, like moss covered rock in the forest alongside a little river, just like hanging out there. That's what I think of when I think of like witches and stuff. So I like that whole vibe. I wish magic was real. But it's funny reading this stuff in in these groups. There was an argument yesterday about how I don't know, some witches, I don't know, the post was something like, "Oh, not all witches are Wiccans" or something like that, and there was a big argument between Wiccans and the witches. Fucking hilarious. Since we, it's not like a night and day difference, but the motion from the boat has gotten a little bit better since we changed the sails up to go downwind sailing. Because now we had to turn with the waves, so the waves are pretty much mostly coming from behind us, so we surf down them, and they're not hitting us from the side and making us rock back and forth. So comfortability is a bit better. Although we are still getting rocked every once in a while. Like all of the waves are not coming from the way the wind are coming. There's still some that are coming up more from the south. So we do get rocked side to side. It would be a little bit better if we could get like another 5 knots of wind. Well, actually we have about 18, 19 knots, so that's not bad. If we got another few knots, it might push us along fast enough that the side-to-side motion doesn't really, like our course through the water will kind of get rid of that motion if we go fast enough. I'm really happy that we're getting more comfortable getting these sails up in the downwind configuration. Something that we weren't entirely comfortable with. It takes a little bit of work. It's the only time, like, normally we could raise the sails and adjust the sails from the safety of our cockpit here. Like, we have these vinyl walls or whatever aren't going to protect us from falling out. If something really bad happens, like, we'd probably break through this if we ended up falling on it. But for the most part, you feel pretty safe in this cockpit. Downwind sailing. For downwind sailing, we have to go out, and normally this pole just stays attached to the front of our mast up there. But when we want to go downwind sailing, we need that pole to come out and hold the sail out, because as we rock back and forth like this, and you might see the wind start rippling through, the sail wants to lose the wind, and if that pole wasn't there, it would start losing its shape and everything. So yeah, this is the only time like we actually have to go out on deck. And it takes us like 10-15 minutes to get that pole set up. We have to run a line to make sure that it stays in place, all that kind of jazz. But yeah, so we always try to avoid having to set that up whenever possible, but now we're starting to get comfortable with it, and it doesn't feel as big of a task to go set it up. We do, I think, need to have this pole looked at by a rigger and maybe like serviced, because it is a little hard to get up and down. It's supposed to slide on a track on our mast, and maybe I just need to throw up some silicone spray on it or something to lube it up. Do we have to steer at all times? No. She steers. Just kidding. No, we employ a ghost to steer for us. Ghosts are the best because you don't have to feed them. They don't need any money or anything, so tried getting my mom to do it, but nah, she was like, fuck that. So we just got a random ghost. But I'm kidding. We have an autopilot that keeps us on course. So basically, we just point in the direction we want to go, and it says, I don't know, enable or something like that here, and it holds our course for us. And if we want to adjust our course, like if the wind starts shifting, we could adjust port or starboard by 10 or 1 degree increments. Radar's in standby. I actually think our radar has been fucking working, which I'm pretty happy with, because Oh, yeah, we got hit with a lot of squalls this morning, and the radar was catching them all. So let me just put it in whatever mode. So now you can see shit start popping up. But this is just like, I think it's just catching like waves and stuff because there's nothing really out here. But it's functioning. Now see, the wind seems to be coming slightly, usually more from like a couple degrees from the right. So I'm going to adjust our course a little bit to the left just to try to keep that wind behind us. We got about 19 knots of wind, which is nice. 20, this is like exactly how much wind I love to have, 20 knots of wind. A lot of catamaran owners, I think, prefer somewhere around 15 because they could still go 6, 7, 8 knots with 15 knots of wind. We can't. We're too heavy and slow. We have a lot of surface area under the water. We have a big full keel on this boat. Yeah, it's been going smooth, except for this morning. Wish I don't know what was going on this morning. Well, our wind instrument keeps fucking up, and every once in a while you hear beep, 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 and you go check, and there's an error message saying that the wind data is missing. So I don't know. I don't know what keeps happening. Then I have to go up, and the wind instrument is up at the top of the mast, and then it has a long cable that comes down through the mast, comes into the boat in our bedroom. So I have to like go get that cable, and I unplug it from the network and plug it back in, and then the wind instrument starts working again for like 30 minutes. This time, I mean, I think we're about an hour into it, and it's still working. Hell yeah, Jose. Thank you for stopping in. I love the conversation. That's why I'm doing this live. I mean, we've been sailing now for 5 years, and I never intended to make a YouTube. And then one day I found another sailor who was live, and his chat was just so much fun to be in, talking to other people and having conversations. We spent almost a year in Tahiti, in a French-speaking country where we weren't able to communicate with many people, and I don't know, I was just fiending conversation. And that's pretty much the whole reason I started this is so I have people to talk to. So I do appreciate you stopping in and talking. If you're interested in the lifestyle, definitely subscribe because we're going to be sailing for another year now, trying to sail all around the world. So, and I'm going to be going live as much as I can. So if you think you'd be interested, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when we're live. I don't know how many miles we got to go around the world, but I think it's at least, at least over another 20,000 miles to go. Our biggest hops left are the Indian Ocean, crossing the Indian Ocean, and the Atlantic Ocean. We're pretty much almost through the Pacific Ocean for the most part. The biggest chunk of it. Awesome, thank you. Hopefully we could deliver some good content that you enjoy seeing. Like I said, I mean, I don't know. I am going to try to start learning how to film and edit videos that have a purpose, that have a story. But I think my main thing here is, I mean, I'm really here for the conversation and the chat. So I think my specialty on this YouTube's is gonna be the live aspect, not so much full-length videos. It's so much more fun to sit here and talk to people than fucking try to film friggin', I don't know. I want it to be real. I don't want to have to try to come up with a fucking story. Although I feel like it'd be good for me. Exactly, and that's what I feel like the live does. Because if you go live for 4, 5, 6 hours, God, I was live I think over 7 hours yesterday. Um, it's kind of hard to fake, like be fake for that fucking long. I think anybody that knows me knows that I don't really fake anything. Maybe if I'm around people I don't like, I can fake it and be nice to people. But I am who I am, or I be who I be. And right now I'm fucking smelling like onions. I wear the friggin' regular ass deodorant with aluminum in it, I'm sure. Aluminium. So if I'm not going to be around people, I just opt not to because I do know that it's not the greatest for you to be putting that stuff on you. So I just do it when I'm going out in public. I haven't seen any whales while sailing, which we should be keeping a weathered eye on the horizon for, because I do think this is around the time they start migrating up from Antarctica towards the equator. Because we're running into the southern hemisphere. We're in the southern hemisphere, and it's about to be winter here in a couple weeks, the start of winter. So the whales start migrating up from Antarctica up here to, I think, I don't know if it's mating, they mate up here, or if they mate down there and then they bring their young up here to feed. I don't remember what exactly, but they migrate around this time. So it is something we have to watch out for. The weirdest thing we saw, oh man, this was so bizarre too, because we didn't see it until we were like almost on top of it. We have this thing called AIS on the boat, and most all large vessels need to have it, and it broadcasts your position, your speed, the direction you're heading, and it sends that out in radio waves, and vessels that are within like 20 miles can see it as long as they have AIS on their boat. So when we were crossing the Pacific Ocean, we're probably halfway through our Pacific Ocean crossing. So we were the furthest away from land that we could possibly be. Like about 1,500 miles maybe, or 1,300 miles away from any kind of land. And something pops up on our AIS. Now we didn't see a single boat that whole friggin' for the first couple weeks. And then all of a sudden something just pops up on our AIS, and it says it's only like friggin' less than a mile away from us. And actually no, it said it was only like friggin' like 100 or 200 feet away from us. And so we look out, and there's this thing just bobbing in the ocean. It's like friggin', it was like this big buoy with a long pole on top, and it's just bobbing in the ocean. And like when you look on AIS, it gives you like the name of the vessel or the boat or whatever. And this buoy just was like some Chinese writing or whatever. So I guess it was some Chinese buoy. I don't fucking know. But that was the weirdest thing, because like we were in the middle of the ocean, the furthest away from anything we possibly could be. And this random Chinese buoy is in the middle of the water. That was the weirdest thing we've seen. We've seen a lot of dolphins. Like we always have, not so much in the Pacific Ocean. In the Caribbean, we would always have dolphins following us, like riding along the boat. I always look up at the sky hoping to see some kind of UFO or something. Unfortunately, everything seems pretty normal airplane type shit out here. Although when it is dark out and you have the rocking of the motion of the boat, like you might see an airplane and you don't realize like you're rocking on the boat, and the airplane looks like it's making these big jumps in the sky, but it's really not. It's staying still and you're moving. So yeah, nothing too crazy. Rough weather. I used to take us out in a lot of rough weather. I never really, because I bought a boat that is like it has a really good pedigree for being an ocean-going vessel, and it's supposed to be able to withstand heavy weather, heavy waves, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I was always in the mentality that I'm just never going to look at weather, and whenever we want to sail to a new country or whatever, we just leave. And you know, if it's rough, it's rough. If it's not, it's not. That's what sailors do. And so I used to take us out into some friggin' pretty rough stuff. Now we usually wait for a good weather window. Yeah, that's probably our biggest concern, our containers that are lost at sea. That is definitely our biggest concern. Haven't seen one yet. That'd be interesting. I wonder if maybe that buoy was like tied off to a friggin' container or something that we couldn't see submerged under the water. Maybe it was like a drug fucking supply or something. Missed my chance to be a friggin' millionaire. When we arrived in French Polynesia, we arrived to like a pretty remote area of the country because it's like maybe 1,000 islands, French Polynesia, and they all the islands are spread out over an area of like I think the equal size of like the United States. So like they're spread out all like it's a very there's not a lot of land mass to it, but it just spread out over a large area. So we ended up arriving in one of the like very remote places, and like I remember we got invited. There was some random guys cooking on the side of the street in their yard, and they invited us over, and they were trying to give us beers. And the guy was letting me hit his. He had a little pipe that he kept packing up with weed. He kept letting me hit it. But they were asking us if we brought any like cocaine from Panama or anything, because I guess that's a thing. Like a lot of sailors, I guess, bring drugs across to French Polynesia. They were a little disappointed that we didn't have any. They were smoking some shitty weed too. Poor guys. Anybody that's just joining in, we're in the South Pacific Ocean here. Sailing to Fiji. We're on day 9. Hoping to make it by day 15. This guy's trying to catch the breeze. Oh yeah, I was definitely homegrown. But I was also getting homegrown on the island of Tahiti that was comparable to some good California weed. So some of the Tahitian guys know what they're doing, how to grow it. No, stop. Why do cats like to lick plastic so much? Whoa. Yeah. Supposedly they say that, I mean, the dude that I was getting it from said that it was, the cops really have been cracking down on it, but he was able to find it for me without fail pretty much every time I needed it. I was getting like 50 to 100 grams at a time. I'd always have a friggin' big mason jar full, sometimes 2. What are you doing? Could you find on the bed my Orajel? Gotta numb these motherfuckers up. Because I talk too damn much. So, I've been going live now for maybe almost a month. Probably not. Can't remember at this point. Maybe 3 weeks. And I'd probably say in the last 3 weeks I have talked more in the last 3 weeks than I did in the previous 11 before that. weed that looks like hay. Fuck that. Moonshine. So yeah, I quit drinking back in October of 2023. Oh, thank you. Um, yeah, I quit drinking in October 2023, but I did have a little still distiller on board, so I could make my own moonshine. I ended up throwing it out though because, I mean, I still have all the moonshine that I've made. Haven't drank it. I have some homemade absinthe that I made. I have homemade rum that I made. So when we were in Panama, we were driving down the interstate, or I guess it would be considered an interstate in Panama. It was like their main highway, and we ended up. It was like a 3-hour drive, and we ended up in standstill traffic at some point. And there was a guy on the side of the motherfucking road with like a friggin' like whatever they used to friggin' he had just a truck full of friggin' sugar cane, and then the machine to friggin' turn it into like sugar cane juice or whatever, sugar cane water. And so we just pulled over and we just bought, he was selling them by like the water bottle full. I think we ended up buying like 20 or 30 bottles of sugar cane juice, and then I brought it home and I fermented it. I ended up having to add a whole bunch of more just plain sugar in, just to raise it up to get the high enough alcohol content. But I ended up making like my own rum, and I have that. And I got like these little, what do you usually age it in? What kind of wooden barrel? Since I couldn't friggin' buy a barrel, I got the wooden plugs, so it's like a charred plug that you put into the alcohol to age it with that wood flavor or whatever. So I have a jar of like 85 proof or 85% alcohol rum. Pretty fucking banging too. Moody 54. Who do we know that has a Moody 54? Do you that?
Moody, I don't know about 54, but they just had a baby.
Travis and Megan?
Travis and Megan.
They had a Moody? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We had friends on a Moody, but I don't think theirs was a 54. They're back on land now. They just had a baby, and they're going to, I think, be trying to save up for a catamaran, they said. But yeah, Moody is definitely nice. A 54-foot boat is going to be, I would hope it's going to be nice for no matter what kind it is. I think we're done with the life on the lean. That's why we want to end up on a catamaran eventually. Tired of being heeled over to one side. Although when we're downwind sailing, it's nice. We're not really heeling. Let me apply some fucking Orajel. Oh god.
So write it down before you put down in the back.
Yeah. Definitely something to just keep in mind. Frenchie, do you have a boat, or have you sailed, or do you sail much at all? Because I would definitely get out there on monohulls and make sure that is like the comfortability that you would want sailing on one. I wish I would have, I don't know. If I could go back and do things differently, I would have bought a friggin' Lagoon 450. Never fucked with a monohull. No, I don't tell the Coast Guard anything. I mean, especially after leaving the United States. Like, if I can't, when I come back to the United States, I check in on the CBP row map or whatever. I think the wind might.
It's fine. Wait.
But yeah, don't really have to tell the Coast Guard shit. I guess, I mean, when you're out at sea, it's not like there's no laws out here. You're pretty much subject to whatever laws are, whatever flag vessel you are. So we're an American flag vessel, so we're still beholden to American laws. So I guess if we ran into any kind of American Coast Guard ship, I doubt we'd find one in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. We're closer to Australia than we are to America. But if there happened to be one out here, I think they could board us, and like if I had marijuana on the boat, they could arrest me for that, I guess, because it's federally illegal. I had to smoke all my shit before we left Bora Bora. And I heard Fiji is hard to find some, but I hear that everywhere I go, so it's usually somebody that's all tattooed up. You just walk down the street and people start offering you shit. And in Mexico, I couldn't walk around without getting offered cocaine and marijuana. Every time we went out, they'd whistle at me, "Cocaína!"
No, you don't do cocaine.
No, I don't do cocaine. It's a hell of a drug. Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
If you just keep trying to hold him, then all he wants to do is escape. But if you ignore him, then all he wants you to do is hold him.
Outside now.
Yeah. What are you doing, Logan?
He wants to go up there. He's rubbing his poopy ass
Yeah,
on
he's
you.
rubbing his poopy ass on me. Oh, that's what's up, because it's that friggin' hay looking shit. Yeah, in Panama I was getting Colombian brickweed. And surprisingly not as cheap as I feel like it should be, because it's fucking brickweed. And Colombia was like not far away. I think I was paying around $80 or $90 an ounce for Colombian brickweed. Well, unfortunately, when we were in Jamaica, I wasn't smoking at the time. I was just a raging alcoholic, but I wish I would have been smoking in Jamaica, because that would have been fun as hell. My friend found a brick of cocaine floating in Montego Bay in Jamaica. He didn't touch it. He just took a picture of it. It's like it was this big friggin' bale, and it had like a transponder, like a GPS beacon with like antennas sticking out and shit. So he sent me a picture of it, and when we went by, we didn't see it. So I don't know. He said that when he got to land, he was like telling locals about it. And then that day, we went to go check out of the country because we were going to sail to Guatemala. And his dumbass told the customs officials what he saw. And they're like, "Did you report it?" He's like, "Well, I'm reporting it now." This is like 12 hours later. He's so lucky the fucking customs official just fucking shrugged it off. Probably thought he was bullshitting anyway. I probably would have thought he was bullshitting too if he didn't take a picture of it. I'm gonna have to decide how long we go off course. Well, we're not actually going terribly off course, really.
We're going like pretty freaking north. Northwest.
Look at now, though. I
but-
mean, I've had to adjust, like, left a little bit, so I mean, I think we're starting to go more.
That's
Maybe.
a little better, I guess, but I don't know. Obviously, if we leave it like this all day and all night, then tomorrow we have to change our sails.
Well, I mean, again, that's the point because the winds are supposed to shift out of the north, so we wouldn't be able to go this way if we waited. So if we would have
Right.
went south,
Uh-huh.
and then the wind shifted out of the north, we would have been fucked because all we could keep doing is go south.
Right.
So now, once the wind shift out of the north, we'll be able to go
yeah.
south. So I think that's what we
we'll
do.
be kind of missing the system anyways. I think it's not going to be as bad
We were
anymore.
never gonna get hit by the system. That was never
I
worried.
know we weren't going to get
It's the
hit.
wind that's fucking shifting. That's the problem.
It's going to be
and it's gonna
shifting
be
a lot.
and losing. We're gonna lose it for a while. So I don't know. I said if I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll jump in the ocean. And so we're supposed to be losing the wind in like 2 or 3 days. So that would be an excellent time to jump in the ocean if we hit 1,000 subscribers. So everybody tell all your friends and family. Yo, watch these cool, awesome, super tubular people on YouTube. Doing it better than anyone before them. All the friggin' 50,000 other sailing YouTubers out there. And now TikTokers that are getting fucking nationwide coverage. I was seeing some YouTubers aren't too happy about this dude that sailed from Oregon to Hawaii and pretty much became an instant TikTok success. I didn't show you. Did I show you that about how the people were complaining on the one fucking group? Never speak to cops on these small islands. Never speak to cops, period. What the fuck? We don't trust the popo up in here. Up in here, up in here. It's like when Dave Chappelle, on the Dave Chappelle show, he had that white lady singing stuff. He said that stuff sounds so much better when a white lady sings it. And he has her sing, "Fuck the police." Where's everybody tuning in from? Oh, we just went from 8 to 4. I didn't get it out fast enough. I'm very disappointed that the subscriber count is not increasing the viewer count on the lives. Sauce, man. Made a Facebook group, Hatfield, PA. Thanks for asking. We got somebody watching from Hatfield, Pennsylvania. What's up, Zandy? Hatfield, not to be confused with Hatboro and the Hatboro Horsham Hatters. Is that, I can't remember, who did Kobe Bryant play for high school? If you look online, you could find a video of my hometown Hazleton area Cougars beating Kobe Bryant and his high school. Can't remember if that was for the championship or for division championship.
The champ is here.
The champ is here. The champ is here. Lower Marion, Lower Merino wool. I was at that game. I mean, it's close enough to Amish country. This fucking sounds like Will.
I know. That's exactly what
We have a friend that thinks since we're from Pennsylvania, we're friggin' Amish. Apparently, that's all that us Pennsylvanians are friggin' Amish people. Oh shit! I still gotta order some more stuff.
Oh yeah. Zandy, be prepared.
Did all your stuff arrive already? Oh no, you still just the supplements that need to arrive, or just the Amazon order has arrived?
Probably just Amazon stuff has arrived, which is supplements.
Because I see it in my emails on this phone
Oh.
delivered because you're logged in on here.
Oh. I'm gonna see if it all got delivered.
Yeah, if you live in Philly, Hatfield's right outside of Philly, Jose. That's my sister that I still lives in, well, I guess near Philly now.
We still have to do paperwork like these guys. I don't know.
If you live in Kensington, you're a zombie. I mean, I hope it doesn't end up being $900, but I don't know what else to do. I mean, my next option would be to hope that it's going to be cheaper to ship stuff to us in Indonesia or Thailand, which I doubt. But yeah, she said she needs a list of everything that was ordered.
I mean, everything is coming except like 2 or 3 things.
Right, but how does she verify if everything has arrived and that you got everything?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, when she opens.
Just take screenshots of the friggin'.
Okay, yeah. Or she could send me pictures, like open packages, and send pictures of the content.
Why? Because you're too lazy to send a list of everything you ordered?
No, it just. I think it would be easier the other way around. But I will send her. I will send her everything.
Oh yeah? I haven't been to Philly in a long time. I think the actual last time I was in Philly, I don't know. I think that might have been the time that my mom told me she had cancer. Last time I was in Philly. She picked us up from the Philadelphia airport. I know, right?
Were we not just there January?
I mean Hatfield, but I'm not considering Hatfield as Philly. Like actually in the city.
In the city, California. In the city.
This motherfucker is like, looks like he's about to fall out of the boat.
He has one paw just dangling for dear life.
And that's somehow comfortable. What a funny guy. What a funny girl. With her pizza. Who likes her pizza? Look at it. He is gonna fucking fall off of here. Half of his ass. Well, actually, he's using this line. Like this line is usually coming straight across to here, but his weight, he's basically sitting on the line, like a little fucking sling. I had I don't want to say he was a friend, but I guess friend of friends. I only hung out with him a couple times, but he was hit. He was killed in a hit and run in South Philly on New Year's Eve this year. Called him Tails. Ain't no joke. Where we lived in Miami for a couple years, we lived in right on the border of Carroll City and Miami Gardens, which was the ghetto. And there was the week of Father's Day one year, there was a fucking somebody got murdered every day that week. On Father's Day, it was a kid who was like home from college or something, visiting his family for Father's Day. And he was like out on his front porch, and somebody mistook him for a gang member or something. They killed him. A lot of death been happening lately. I think I probably also hung out in a crowd that was more likely to see a lot of death, I guess. Maybe some friend groups from high school probably have a little bit more of their friends and a lot more of their friends intact. Yeah, fuck fentanyl. I don't understand how people could let themselves get into that stuff. Anything that people died from, I think the fact that people died from it was always enough to keep me away from it. Like heroin and stuff like that. I mean, the fact that I faint from needles also was a big help for me. There is no way. If I wanted to shoot up heroin, I would fucking faint before the needle even touched my arm. My wife hates when I share this story, but when I got my my first COVID vaccine, I fainted, and when I came to, I shit my pants in the middle of, I don't remember if it was a CVS or a Walgreens. And my wife had to go out. Luckily, we were living on the boat by that time, and we were basically living like all of our clothes were in our car, because we would leave the car parked right outside the marina bathrooms. So then when we would come to land, we would go into the marina bathroom, or we would go to our car, get some fresh clothes out of the trunk, and then go shower and everything. So I had all my clothes in the trunk of the car. So when I shit my pants, my wife ran out to the car, got me some fresh underwear and shorts. I had to go in the bathroom, and I spent like a half hour in there cleaning myself. And I just threw those friggin' shorts and underwear away in the garbage. That was funny. That fucking COVID vaccine, that shit's no joke. Makes you shit yourself. Thank God I stopped. I didn't get no boosters or anything. The second shot or whatever that you needed to get, I think I just had a little bit of a breakfast beforehand, and it wasn't bad. I remember not long before we left to go sailing, I also, for insurance purposes, I needed to have blood work done. And I told the motherfucker that was taking, I was like, I'm gonna faint. He's like, nah, you'll be good. Fucking, soon as that fucking needle hit my arm, it's like clockwork. It's a mental thing for me. Like, I just don't feel like anything needs to be being taken out of my veins and nothing needs to be put into my fucking veins. Like, that's a closed loop system for a motherfucking reason. Let me check the wind angle. The winds are dropping a little bit now. We're seeing like 15 knots of wind. So now we're flopping and flailing a little bit. Where's everyone tuning in from? Every once in a while I see the friggin' viewer count jump up. I try to get something attention grabbing in real quick. A lot of the times when I just go, hey, the last person that joined, where are you tuning in from? I saw you join. If I say that a lot of times, the one day I did that like 4 or 5 times, and every time somebody knew who would answer me. And other times nobody fucking says shit. Yep, exactly. I don't know if I'm that bad. Like, if I just get a cut or somebody else gets a cut or something, like, I'm not that woozy. Yeah, it's more of like when it's just like an intentional loss of blood is when it fucks with me. Like, I know that, like, obviously people give blood all the fucking time. They know how much blood they could take out, but it's just, in my brain, it's like, come on, man, any amount of blood being taken out of you is not a good fucking thing. I do need to get some more blood work done, though. I would like just to see what my general health is like, especially now that I had quit drinking for a couple years. Because before we set sail, my wife wanted to do a checkup and all that kind of stuff, so we got blood work done. And oh yeah, I forgot that was probably the last time I got blood taken. And I also told them I'm gonna faint, but they were nice enough to just lay me down right from the start. That was nice of them.
Said that I told them.
Yeah, my wife told them that I was gonna faint. But yeah, so that guy told me that, I think he said that something was a little bit high because of how much I drank at the time. And he was like, why don't you just smoke weed? Do you remember that? My doctor was like, why don't you just smoke weed instead of drink? Well, I do now, doc. So I'd like to see if whatever, I can't remember what was high back then, but whatever it was, I'd like to see if it's resolved itself. I don't feel like the breeze is as good today since it's coming from straight behind us.
I feel it.
I think I'm a man of my word, just not today. Because I didn't sleep that well last night, but I think tomorrow we'll fish. Said if I got 350 subscribers, I would fish. And we passed that yesterday. So, yeah. And then if we get 1,000 subscribers, I'll take the sails down, stop the boat, and jump into the ocean. And hopefully not get eaten by sharks. Oh man, yeah, That's the kind of stuff that hearing that makes me want to faint. Not that bad, but I don't like hearing that shit. I hope my liver is good. They do say that your as depending on how far along your liver has been getting fucked up, you could reverse it sometimes. But yeah, once you have cirrhosis, I don't think that's reversible. We're at 455 subscribers now. Yeah, 455. Somebody told me if I use the YouTube app to go live instead of the app that I used to use, that it would increase the viewer count. We got 5 motherfuckers in here. What else do we got going on? Actually, I have stuff to do. I guess I could be doing stuff while people friggin' are here. Let's go fucking do a project. We're gonna go work on a project. Alright, this will be the temporary mount. Alright, Jose, have fun. Enjoy your dinner. Could go for some comida chino right now. Alright, here's what's on the agenda now. This is our diesel engine. His name is Hubert. No, really, I just made that shit up. But these 2 filters here are water separators and fuel filters. So you got a filter up in here, and then fuel usually sits on top of water. So if you have water in your fuel tank and it comes through here, the water sits at the bottom and then the fuel gets sucked into the system. So as you can see here, this is all fucking nasty ass water. So it was starting to get so full of water, I switched it over to the other filter. We're already starting to get a bunch of water. So there was a bunch of water in our fuel tank, and that was resulting in growth and stuff in there. So we're gonna friggin' drain these motherfuckers out. I'm just gonna have to figure out a way to mount the camera in order to do that. What the fuck is that noise? I think there's some air coming out of there. All right. So yeah, we're gonna clean out our filters. Well, actually just the water separator portion. All right. Let me go look at my camera mounts and see if I have anything that might be better. Maybe I can angle this. Actually, I guess maybe I could bring it over and get a better angle of what I'm looking at. Well, it sucks. Oh, why never I thought of this before? Good old fucking English. Alright. So, I don't even know where my camera mounts are. I think they might be here. So I think what we're gonna try to use is this motherfucker that bends and shit. So let's take you off of there. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna work actually. We're gonna try it though. I forgot that the part that holds the phone is broken. So it actually only is supposed to work in landscape mode. So I might have, we're gonna try it, we're gonna try. Alright. Now how can we mount you in here to see what I'm doing? Alright, so that's the view. Actually, I guess I could just try to get the mount secure and then try to bend it whatever way I need it. Oh, no, 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 don't do that. I don't know if I'm gonna get a good angle in here. We gon' make it. We gon' make it. Jada, mwah, I kiss you, you bitch ass cracker. Let's see. Oh no, that's vibrating like a motherfucker. Unfortunately, I don't know if I could get any better. We might be able to though. We got ideas. Ideas popping off in here. So what we do is we go into the underwear room where all the underwears are. We've just been throwing all of our friggin' dirty clothes in here. But we have another view of the engine over here. So maybe I can. Just shut the fuck up for a second, how about? So now, how can I mount this in hither? Our starter getting a bit rusty. Okay, so see, this is what happens when you don't have the right mount for the job. I don't know. Oh, don't do that. You silly goose, you. It's the shitty thing about the YouTube app. Come on. Don't do it to me. There you are. Now, let us So, we're going to work on that filter. This ain't working out in my favor, that's for damn sure. I wonder if we can mount it up here. And then it doesn't want to flip. Alright, fuck this. Fuck this, fuck this, fuck this. Maybe we just don't fix it. How about that? You can't get a good angle, you don't fix it. What's the worst that could happen? We're going to put the suction cup mount back on. We're going to try suction cupping. Oh, we can't. Oh, yeah, I guess. No, we can't. Is there anywhere to suction cup? Out here. Will it suction cup? Will it sous vide? Okay, so that might work. We just need to spin. Nope, it's falling, it's falling, it's falling. Gosh dang nabbit. I think the only thing that this mount will suction cup to in the kitchen is the oven, which is constantly moving. Let's try this. And then put it back like that. Put it like that. That's about as best as we're gonna do. You're not actually gonna see me draining the thing, but you'll at least see me. Now the only thing is I don't know what to drain it into. Probably. Man, that was a fucking knife that just fucking flew at me. And that happened because so the mount doesn't be rocking back and forth, I locked the oven in place so it's not gimbaled right now. And it just launched a fucking knife. Alright, so I need a water bottle, and we're going to drain the water out of our fuel system. Okay, I just need a funnel now. We're gonna drain our fuel into hither. Just need a funnel. I don't know if my funnel, this is the one I got. I don't know if the hole will fit in a water bottle. It fits. All right, so we're gonna drain the water out of our fuel. And for that we need a fucking wrench. And of course now the boat starts rocking back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Just as I need to friggin' work on something. Alright. Channel locks. This way. This way. Let's open them up a bit more. That's a girl. Este no me gusta. Not having fun. I think the wind's picking up out there. I'm trying to do. Trying to unscrew this thing off. This funnel's going to nothing right now, so I'm just, as this falls off, I'm gonna have to try to quickly get my finger under it because I only have 2 hands. So once I get this unscrewed, it's gonna start pouring into here. I'm gonna get my finger underneath here and then grab a water bottle and try to empty it into a friggin' water bottle. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I wish, if only we had fucking, if humans were made with 4 hands. Get the water bottle underneath now. SUCCESS, that's the way we spell success. So this is all the fucking water that was in our fuel, and then it allowed some funky shit to grow inside. We do have like a biocide in our, I don't know where the lid to this thing is now. Oh gosh dang nabbit. Hello from the other side. Like how, where does the lid go? There it is. Alright. So I might have to put this through. We have like a little filter and a water separator, so I might have to try to get because there's a bunch of good fuel in here still. A lot of nastiness though too. So now I have to get it all screwed back up and manually pump. I have to manually pump fuel back through the line and then through the filter. So if you're just tuning in, we were just cleaning our fuel filter / water separator. Definitely have water in the tank. That was causing, I think, some growth. Luckily, this Raycor filter, raw water filter, God, can't talk. It's a filter and water separator. Making sure that only clean fuel goes to the motor. And then there's still another, like your primary fuel filter on the engine. It's a little frustrating. Ooh, you know what I should do? I should try to figure out a way to mount on my head, so that way in times like this you can see what I'm actually doing. When the space is too tight for me to mount a camera, could mount it on my head. Alright, fuel filter's back on, or not filter, but the drain plug. So we just screwed this on. Now this water separator is empty. You can see this one is full, mostly fuel, but there is some water and gunk down here at the bottom. But what we're going to do now is we're going to pump fuel into this thing. And that is done by finding my channel locks, popping this bolt, there's a little thing here that you got to pump, and it pumps fuel. Just sitting here pumping fuel through motor's lines, basically from the tank to the water separator and filter, and then up to the it's just out of view, but the main fuel filter. Oh, I guess I could kind of hold this. You could see the fuel start dripping in. So as I pump, I'm just fueling up this bulb here. When we get to Fiji, I mean, I clean these right before leaving Bora Bora, but when we get to Fiji, we're gonna have to then take these filters apart and clean them out. Always want our engine to be reliable in the event of an emergency. I need to get a paper towel because we got we got fuel leaking out of here. So this is where the main fuel filter is. So I'm bleeding the air out as I fill this up. So there's some fuel coming out of there, so I'm gonna go get a paper towel to soak that up as it comes out. Actually, I have a paper towel right here. And I'm just gonna keep pumping down here, pumping the fuel into the filter, bleeding all the air out of the system at the same time. Hey y'all, where's everyone tuning in from? We're just cleaning some fuel filter right now. Got some water in our diesel fuel. And you can't tell, but the where is it? So this is all the nasty ass fuel I cleared out of the filter, and it's just sliding across the floor back and forth right now because we're just rocking side to side. I used to have a little 12-volt pump set up to pump this, to prime the system, but it died. Diesel motors are great. You take care of them, they're friggin' pretty solid. Anybody that's just tuning in, we're bleeding air out of our fuel line. We just emptied out a whole bunch of nastiness out of our fuel filter. Little water separator. That's all water sitting at the bottom of this bottle. Diesel fuel on top. You gotta be real careful when you let diesel fuel sit. You gotta put an additive into it so you don't have any growth fucking like this shit. Nasty ass. But our filter looks to be full. Now I'm just waiting. There's little air bubbles coming out of this screw as the air is bleeding out of the system. So I'm just waiting for those bubbles to finish and a little stream of fuel to come out, and then we know that we bled all the friggin' air out of the system. I don't know if you hear the little the sound in the background, but that is our water maker turning salt water into fresh water right now. I think that this will be good until we get to Fiji. I think this is the only time I should have to clear this filter out. I think that's good enough for me. We're gonna flip back over to, so I don't know what other people would do if you were me, but we just cleared all the gunk out of this filter. or out of this water separator. We got gunk in this one, but I'm probably gonna continue using this filter and wait until it gets up to here before I clear it out. And then once it gets full, then I could just switch over to this one and use this one while I clean this one. Maybe I should just clean them both right now, but I'm not doing that. So we're gonna say that that project is done. And we're gonna put our shit back and continue on with our day. Easy peasy. I think there was one other project I wanted to work on today. I don't remember what it was. Oh. All right, now let's find a way to mount this again. We'll put you right there, and then we'll turn you. All messages. Why isn't it showing all messages? Alright. Now time to put the tools away. Here's our nasty ass fuel that we just cleaned out of the filter. This is all the water and growth that was happening. I don't really know where to put this friggin' shit. We'll just put it under the sink for now. Now we could put our stove back together. Stop that clanging around. Put that there, that there. This goes away. Put the doors back on the engine. Last door. And we're all set. I'm gonna wash my hands. Okily dokilies. We're all good. Project complete. We have a clean fuel filter. Oh. Oh. Somebody just hops in my seat. Logan. Kinda in my way, bruh. Logan.
He's not gonna move. So
He's not gonna move. I'm
what
fucked.
were you doing?
I cleared all the water out of our fuel.
Oh, you did say you needed to do that. Good job.
Yeah, apparently. Dude jumps in my friggin' grave. Seat gets taken. Let's move this up as high as it could go.
Did you order anything?
Not yet, no. I mean, all I'm ordering is the stuff to fix all of our fans.
No water pumper?
I have to still look into that, see if I could just order the magnets to replace, because I think that's basically what's wearing out on the pump.
If she wants to send everything that's there, which there was a couple things, a few things that I had ordered before, like, but then I forgot there was a box that I brought back in January. So I don't know if she's making space. So
Logan.
I don't know. I don't want that stuff brought back. I forgot about the old stuff. So I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I mean, we'll see. Maybe she could give it to my dad or something.
Well, yeah, I said if it's taking up too much space, that she could, if they can't
I'm sure
take it,
somebody would.
or if she doesn't want to go to your dad's, then she could ship it to Christina.
All right, Logan, you gotta move. This motherfucker. Can you guys see him? Because the chat's in my way. He doesn't really have a good spot to be right now because his normal area is in the sun. But what we could do, Logan, you can move down. I know. Move down this way. Might even get a better breeze there. Okay. We raised the body temperature up by 10 degrees. Nice and sweaty. Definitely smelling like some onions. Makes you hungry. What's everybody up to now? I just got done cleaning out my fuel water separator. We got 607 miles to go to Fiji. When we started, it was 1,670. So, gone 1,000 miles so far. Ish. There was one other thing I thought I wanted to do though. Oh, maybe it was just order the stuff.
The clearance, their stuff, like.
Oh yeah, I have to do paperwork.
And the lives too late in the day, and then it's time to like prepare to go to sleep, and then we don't. It's another day of not doing it.
Well, I mean, I could do it when you're sleeping. I just have to remember. I don't remember what I did yesterday.
You make
Joey's in the garage as usual. Did he get his car lift all set up? Linda's watching TV.
Nice.
What is friggin' banging around now? Still in the process. I gotta go down. Try to find out something's banging around down here. Hey, my dad's in the garage too.
Probably.
Oh shit. How thick does it need to be, do you know? And how thick was it? I mean, how thin was it? That's a lot of friggin' work. James, I kind of just been learning as we go. When I first got interested in sailing back in 2013, I read a lot of books. And then YouTube started becoming like there was some YouTubers back then. Delos, Wicked Salty was my favorite. Watching videos and reading books. I took 2 ASA, American Sailing Association courses, and oh god, I got footage of that, and it was not a good experience. So I just said fuck the lessons, and we just been figuring it out as we go. I really don't think it's that hard. Oh, okay. So I mean, that wasn't not that big of a difference, but yeah, that would have been a pain in the ass to have to jackhammer or pound sledgehammer through 4 inches of concrete. But yeah, I mean, I don't think sailing is that difficult, especially if you, I don't know, I would probably recommend to people start with a smaller boat and just get used to learning how to, or get used to sailing. Probably get used to getting in and out of slips. That's the big thing. Because the sailing part, like a lot of time you're sailing away from land. So like you have a lot of leeway for making mistakes. I always feel more safe out at sea than I do close to land. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that wouldn't be fun jackhammering through all that shit. Bet you a lot of sailors would disagree about the there's a lot of people out there I see on Facebook groups and shit saying, oh, take lessons, take lessons, take lessons. I guess to each their own. You do what you feel you need to do. I think it could be done without paying for lessons, though. Yeah, big area. It's quite warm out today. Now we are like what 20 days, or no, a little bit less than 20 days away from winter time here in the southern hemisphere. And we're also getting closer to the international date line. James, where are you tuning in from? Seasick. Meclizine is what my wife uses for seasickness. Still, it makes her drowsy though. Dramamine for seasickness. Some dude I heard friggin' said to put an earplug in one ear and it helps balance some shit out and get rid of seasickness. There's a bracelet that like electrically shocks you or some shit that my wife has, but she's never used. Yeah, it looks like we're about maybe 200 miles away from the international date line, so about a day and a half, 2 days, we're going to be jumping ahead 24 hours. Already crossed the equator. Then the next time we cross the equator will probably be to go from Indonesia to Thailand. And then we'll drop that back down below the equator, going across the Indian Ocean. Linda, I have no idea. We have a friend, they're in the Mediterranean now. They sailed across the Atlantic. But the wife had said that it works really well for her, so we got it. I know nothing about it. I didn't even research it. We just took their opinion and went with it, and then Jess never tried it. Do you even know where it is?
What?
The bracelet, the electric bracelet for seasickness.
I know exactly where it is. It's very accessible.
Just not worth trying.
It's just I'm too lazy to figure stuff out.
Central Valley. I don't know California too well. I've only been to San Diego and LA. Were you born and raised there, James? Do you like California? I feel like Californians are a completely different breed than the rest of the world, or the rest of the country. Tell you what, it's gonna be whenever we want to sell the boat, it's gonna be a week-long job just getting all the cat hair out of here. Linda said, "Hi Jess, how are you today?"
Aw, hi Linda. I don't know what, I'm tired. I'm not particularly in the best mood, but I'm not trying to say that or show it. But otherwise I'm okay.
I don't think you've been on camera for days, so I think they kind of get it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, also my hair is a mess, always. But particularly so while sailing. And yeah, just tired. Just tired. Mostly.
The farming capital of the world. So do you just have like a lot of farmers markets and stuff where you could get fresh fruits and vegetables all the time? Are there any like co-ops in Northeast Pennsylvania? Like where you could like you sign up and every week or bi-weekly you get like a basket of veggies and fruits from a farm? I feel like I was starting to look into that before we moved away. think if we move on to land, that's something that I would like. I would like to set up my land to grow all the fruits and vegetables that we would want, and then maybe have some kind of deal with, like, I don't know, a butcher in the area or something to like trade for cheaper meat or something like that. So that way we could just get like, I don't know. I guess that probably, I don't know if that would be a good deal for a butcher to be trading veggies for beef, but it'd be cool. Just like to be as self-sufficient as possible. Have a nice little solar farm for most of our electricity. And then that way we could survive off of having lower paying jobs, so we don't have to go back to working like 80-hour weeks for $100,000 salary. Yeah, living off the grid is exactly what I want. I love almonds, pistachios, and walnuts. I love them all. Yeah, I would much rather live and work on my land and work for my own consumption than work for someone else. Work myself to death for my whole life. I'm sure most companies are similar to like the companies that I've worked for, where as soon as you get into a salary position, like they just start taking advantage of that because they can make you work as many hours as they want and you just get paid the same. Whereas hourly people at least get protected and have to get overtime in most states and situations after a certain amount of hours. It's so funny because you think you're getting a promotion to a salaried position, and then when you start factoring in how many extra hours you're working and not getting time and a half or double time, you're really not much better off than that $15 an hour job. Ends up coming down to like 20-25 bucks an hour you're getting. You're thinking you're rich as hell. I think I gotta put some more. It's not Oragel, it's some other brand. Lidocaine. Pain relief. Oral pain relief. Because I got what my wife calls a jaga. I guess what gringos call a canker sore. I got 2 of them now. Seems like they cause more when you get one. I feel like it used to be a lot of acidic food in my diet, but I don't feel like I've really had that. So I bit the inside of my cheek, and every time I do that, I get one. Then I think it just spreads. I never liked pistachios up until I think about 2 years ago I started eating them. Maybe I gotta trim nose hairs or something. Oh yeah. Or maybe that's cat hair that I'm peeling off of me. Oh, that's awesome. I'd be going to national parks all the time. We had a state park close to where we live, Hickory Run, that me and my friends would always go to all the time. Lots of good memories at Hickory Run. There were other places too that I think we went, but I don't have as good of, not good memories, just my memories aren't as clear. Like, what was it, Beltsville? Where else? Tuscarora. friggin' side to side motion is back. We had some nice smooth downwind sailing where we were surfing down waves, but it seems like we're starting to get more waves out of the south that are knocking us over. Yes to what, Linda? It's the shitty thing about me doing lives. Like, the second words come out of my mouth, I'm already on to my next thought. Definitely think that I might have developed a little bit of like ADD over my life. The parks, yeah, we got awesome parks. And I know my sister's been trying to hit up as many as they could. They were trying to hit up all of them this year. Was that, yeah, this year?
I think that was last year, but
Or kind of, maybe it wasn't starting out yet.
Yeah. I think that's pretty cool.
A slow typer, it's all good. I'm not good on any kind of, unless I'm only good on a keyboard. On my phone, I make a lot of typos. Autocorrect never knows what I really want to say, so it never helps me out. My fingers, I don't know if my fingers are too fat or what. Yeah, I should probably do that too, start talking to it more. I can't do a single text message without having to backspace all. Our dish soap tipped over and is spilling on the counter. You could see that.
And that's why we have it in a poop bag.
Yeah, you can't win, can you, Linda? I do most of, like, if we're not at sea, I do pretty much everything on my laptop. Text message, like everything goes to my laptop. I could text message. I mean, we normally use WhatsApp for messaging, especially abroad. Everybody abroad uses WhatsApp as their messaging app. So I have that on my laptop and just do everything from my computer. Much better to type in there. I don't know if you could see the cat trying to get comfortable behind me. He's literally under my ass now. I think if we could manage 5 knots is 120 miles per day, and that's 600 miles in 5 days.
Less than 6 days.
Yep. Potentially less than 6 days. You can't see it's a him, but yeah, he's this motherfucker.
He loves to be by you. Logan loves map.
Yeah, it's running right now. I have a water maker that pushes salt water at a high pressure through a membrane and removes all the dissolved solids. So it effectively turns it into drinking water. Makes about 8 gallons per hour from salt water. Doesn't use up too much electricity, the one we have either. And here's the other airhead. Beans. What are you doing? Can't see because all your hair's in your eyes.
She probably needs to poop. She refused to earlier. She's only gone once.
Fucking.
She needs a bath.
I've been saying that for a week now.
I know, but just I don't know.
Oh. I mean, taste. So what would you say our water maker water tastes like?
Nothing.
Like water.
So I don't know. I've always been able to taste difference in water. Like I don't like the spring water because it just tastes not good to me. I don't know how to describe it. It just tastes different. But I also grew up drinking the bad water, like the Dasani, Aquafina, acidic water. That's kind of what I grew up drinking. So not so much spring stuff, but the only time I ever taste anything different is when I drink spring water or what is Evian and stuff like that. Is that like?
I think of Evian as spring water.
Is spring water as well?
Go
Okay,
poo poo.
that makes sense. That's the only time I'm able to tell a difference. But it tastes like nothing to me otherwise.
James, go poo poo. We have solar panels. We have a high output alternator on our motor. We have a wind generator. Yeah, Dasani and Aquafina. I think everybody mainly drank that stuff for a long time.
I mean, nowadays, well,
It's probably better than what all the cities that put fluoride in their water.
nowadays what we drink, like if we go to the States and we buy bottled water, it's usually smart water. Like that's kind of our water that we buy because of the electrolytes.
And
or
alkaline.
whatever.
It's alkaline.
It's alkaline. Yeah, I bought at LAX because like that's the first point which you land on these parts of the world. At LAX, I wanted water, and I was like looking for bottled water everywhere. I went from store to store to store, and the only thing I was able to. Oh, okay. Hi. I haven't been shown. Anyways, I just was like so like focused on looking for a bottle of water, I couldn't find it. And then when I finally decided to like read the bottles that they had, I'm like, let me see what is this stuff? Because all I kept seeing was like aluminum stuff. lo and behold, it was smart water in like aluminum little boat thing. I don't remember. Bottle, there we go. Bottle. I'm just like, oh, this Lexi is drifting. You just sit down. There's no reason for you to be standing. But the point is of that is for that aluminum bottle, it was like $8. $8. I was like, holy smokes, that's insane. Welcome to LA, I guess.
My pants are falling down.
Drinking the water from my fridge with the filter on. Yeah, that's awesome. I would do the same thing.
Yeah, so then also our what's up, Ryan? Our water also goes through a filter then too.
Yeah.
Like the water maker puts it into our tank, and then we have 2 filters that it goes through. I'll adjust the camera.
Okay. How's the voyage go? What's your location? So, our precise location, if you would like to know, is. Doesn't it give you. Did you just move my finger?
Yeah. Because we're gonna give precise location. Like a coordinates is gonna mean something to someone. We're about 130 miles north of the country of Niue. We're a little bit east of it, but for the most part,
Like,
130.
don't know where Niue
They could look that up. They're gonna remember the coordinates that you give them, and friggin'.
is. Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, we rotate. Someone's always awake. Yeah, we're making good time. I have no complaints. We're staying above 5 knots per hour.
I mean, we've deviated from course a few times.
We're going off course a little bit, but I mean, all in all, I mean,
It is what it is.
it's better than
These
staying on course at 4 knots.
Right, and these are the conditions in which we're out here. You know, we have to always adjust to the conditions.
Exactly. But yeah, so I mean, my wife normally sleeps through the night. Usually like 11 to 5 a.m. She sleeps 11 to 4:30, and then I start sleeping from like 5, and I normally get up by 11 a.m. because then I want to try to get live by noon our time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern time.
But last night, I woke him up many times.
Yeah, I didn't get much sleep this morning.
And also, there was a lot of squalls he was
A lot of
dealing
squalls that
with.
I had to deal with before she woke up.
And then when it was my watch, I was just too nervous, and I just kept waking him up, and I felt really bad. But I don't know. I just was like, are you sure this is what you want? Because this is what's going on. He was like telling me, yeah, the sails are going to flap. The sails are going to flap. But it was slamming. The sails were like slamming. And the whole boat vibrates. And I was like, this isn't right.
I was doing it because they could see me and not see you, so I was gonna lip sync whatever you're saying.
Oh, okay. I thought
I know you thought I was mocking you.
I thought I was talking to you.
What's up, Kill Nothing? How you doing? How was Brian's stream? I know who you are, Kill Nothing. I was there earlier today. I don't think I said anything today though. How you doing? Just here sweating my ass off. Sun's beating down on me right now.
Did she pee? pee?
Oh, for real? Yeah, she peed. Interesting. He told me, he came into my chat one time and he said that he was going to be going with Brian to Mexico. Said that he was going to be Brian's like filmographer. He was going to film Brian. And then I haven't seen him in the chat ever since. Yeah, I mean, I'm so used to it at this point. Friggin', we've been doing offshore passages now for a couple years. Why a catamaran next for our next boat? More comfortable. Not having to deal with heeling over. Especially when you're at anchor. I mean, you barely feel it that when you're on anchor on a catamaran. When we were the big thing for me when we were crossing the Pacific Ocean last year, I guess it was a little over a year now, but when we were crossing the Pacific Ocean, there was a WhatsApp group for everyone that was crossing the Pacific Ocean in 2024, and you would see all the catamaran owners taking pictures, and they have like you can't on this boat. The way we freaking rock back and forth, anything that's sitting down in 1 second will be on the other. Really nice to be able to have that. Plus, we want some way more space. I feel like this 38-foot monohull is okay for 2 people and a small dog and a cat. But once we start having a baby or two, it's not enough space. I mean, even right now, like it's really cozy for 2 people on a 38-foot monohull. I would say we would much rather something with way more space. Yeah, I mean the weather hasn't been too crazy here, Ryan. We just had some squalls this morning. That was kind of like when a squall comes through, the winds shift all the time, so that kind of sucks. And our wind instrument wasn't working, so it's hard to tell how to adjust the sails if you can't tell exactly where the wind's coming from.
And that's why I kept waking him.
Yeah, so Jess kept waking me up.
Because I was scared or just too nervous to make a wrong decision.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Log Dog. I mean, he was very like, he made it sound like it was a definite thing that he was going sailing with Brian, and then I never saw him in the chat again. You're tired of society. Well, we were just stuck in Tahiti for 10 months, where pretty much everybody spoke French. And that was why I really just wanted to get back to Hawaii. We were going to originally sail to Hawaii. I just wanted to get back to an English-speaking country and be back around people again. I feel like where are you from? Kill Nothing. A trimaran? Yeah.
It's not a lot of space.
Yeah, I feel like with a trimaran you don't really get as much space, but you get way more stability then. But yeah, I think the catamaran's perfect for us. A Lagoon 450 or my dream, my affordable dream, I feel like, is a Lagoon 550 or like a 55-foot Lagoon if they even make them, or a 56 or 57. I think that I could get back into corporate America and make enough to buy one of those for about $500,000. Yeah, I hate driving. I hate being in especially in big cities where traffic always sucks. Because I mean, we lived in Miami for the last 7 or 8 years before we went sailing. Lived in Tampa for a year. I mean, every time we fly home, we fly into New Jersey.
I'm the designated driver.
So we always have shitty friggin' traffic to deal with. You hate plastic? Canada Rat Race, okay. Yeah, I don't know. After being out here for 5 years, there's also plenty about society that I miss. I miss being able to get whatever I want, whenever I want. need a boat part. I don't want to have to spend $1,000 to ship it across a friggin' ocean. Like right now, we want to get a little care package from my sister when we arrive in Fiji. But the last we heard, somebody got quoted. They wanted to ship a little, I think it was like a 12 by 12 box that weighed 20 pounds from LA to Fiji. And it was going to cost $900 to ship. So, yeah, I think there's a lot I miss about being in the United States.
If
And
you
that's-
want strawberries, you could get them at an affordable
Yeah, my
price.
cousin just said she bought a pack of blueberries for $2.50, where we were paying $12 in Tahiti.
And they don't have, and that was rare because berries are rare.
Yeah,
thing,
and they
like
weren't.
in
Sometimes
tropical-
they weren't even fucking flavorful. Like they were like
No.
the real dark ones. Like I feel like we call them swampers in PA.
Like in Guatemala, they don't have any Guatemala.
Yeah, we moved from Pennsylvania in 2014 to Florida, and we hadn't seen her for almost a decade. I was you 5, 6, 7 years ago to sacrifice the convenience for the freedom. I mean, you could have the freedom in the United States too and still have the convenience. You could live on a boat in the Keys and have the freedom. And so I don't know. And plus, at least if you're living on a boat in the United States, it's much easier to find a job if you need money quickly. Like once you're in French Polynesia and you've signed a form saying that you promise you won't work in their country, and then you run out of money and you need to figure out some kind of money.
Well, first of all, they won't renew your visa if you don't prove that you have enough money to be here.
Oh yeah, they won't even approve you for a visa if you can't guarantee you have money. But if you, let's say you fucking need to last minute something breaks and you spend all that
Right,
money
right.
on fixing your rigging.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're one of those people that friggin' believes everything friggin' Trump. I can't even come into Canada because of my police record. Feel like Trump is way better than the Canadian government. Yeah, I mean, Australia wanted $25,000. No, Australia didn't want $25,000. There's a agent that will import your pets into Australia, and the cost was going to be about $25,000 for a dog and a cat to import them into Australia. Yeah, I think you were telling me about that the one day, Kill Nothing, in Brian's chat. I don't know if that's true because I haven't heard any sailors. No sailors I know need to have a smartphone to track them in Australia, nor do they need tuberculosis. Well, you said, yeah, coming from Southeast Asia, the tuberculosis test. But I mean, that's not uncommon. If you come from, if you're sailing in the Caribbean and you go from Colombia to Honduras or Guatemala, they want you to have like a yellow fever test done. So I mean, it's not that uncommon for countries to want some kind of test to prove you're not carrying any kind of disease. Especially all the islands in the South Pacific. Damn, I feel like you're a special case there because I don't think any sailors I know need to get an HIV test, hepatitis, chest x-ray. Like that must all be because you're coming from Southeast Asia. No sailors need to do all that stuff. Fucking cat's trying to chew my zip ties. Yeah, I mean, we have some friends in Australia, and I think they've been there for longer than 6 months, so we could ask them if these requirements are actually...
Oh, Jana?
Have they been in?
Jana's been there for a while now, yeah.
I mean, could you ask him? I mean, like, are there requirements that this? He's saying that if he wants to stay in Australia for more than 6 months, he needs an HIV test, a hepatitis test, a chest X-ray, a blood test for kidneys.
Where is he coming from?
Well, he'd be coming from Southeast Asia, but he's saying that it's for everybody. I don't think that's true. I mean, is it an actual Australian government website? I would have to go on this phone to do it. But after I get off the live, I could ask in the WhatsApp groups because I'm in a bunch of sailor WhatsApp groups for this part of the world, and a lot of the people that are in the islands I'm at now are going to Australia. So I could just ask everybody what the thing is for that. Like if those were the regulations for sailors, I'm sure I would have heard a lot of people complaining about that because I've never heard of any kind of regulations like that in any other country before. I also don't want to give like travel.gc./destinations/ yeah, that doesn't sound like a official Australian website. Is it .au? I'm gonna check it. Travel.gc. Is there a .com or something in there I feel like you're missing? Or .ca? So that's a Canadian website. You fucking scum. Linda, if you only knew how many friggin' typos I just friggin' did trying to type that in. Oh, a daily diet sucks. My daily diet sucks no matter what, whether I'm on passage or not. I eat 1 time a day, and it's usually shitty ass food. My favorite food is rice, white rice, plain white rice with a can of peas. So okay, so this is because you're Canadian. I don't. Casper. So I do see that it says like make sure all of your routine vaccines are up to date, and like I mean if it says that for me, like I mean I'm not gonna go here and get all these fucking vaccines, man. Like that they're not checking you. I don't. I think if you actually decide to go kill nothing, I think you're gonna find that this is wrong. I think it's more recommendations than requirements. I don't think Australia is gonna sit there when you arrive and fucking with a needle taking your blood to test it and make sure that you have all this shit. That's not happening. James, I'm gonna fish tomorrow. I told everybody if I get 350 subscribers before we make it to Fiji, I'll fish for a day, and we hit that. I just didn't get enough sleep last night, so I will fish tomorrow. I don't really like fish, so my wife ends up having to eat it all. I'll eat whatever I catch. I'll have one meal. So like I'll have like maybe 8 ounces of a fish if I catch it the first time I catch it, or the first day, and then everything else goes into the fridge or freezer, and it's on my wife to eat the rest of it. Yeah, kill nothing. I've been in some countries where there's like there'll be websites that say that there's requirements, but they're more like recommendations. And that sounds like everything that you had mentioned sounds like some Nazi shit. I'm sure I could find some Canadians that are getting ready to sail to Australia and ask them. Never have I seen a country actually have that enforce that kind of friggin' restriction. I don't mind. So my red meat has to be fat-free and boneless. So pretty much like a filet mignon, or like, I mean, in the United States, sirloin steaks are usually fat-free. Not in French Polynesia. Filet mignon is riddled with fat in French Polynesia, apparently. So I like fat-free red meat and boneless, skinless chicken. So pretty much boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I'm very, very picky when it comes to eating. I was a big problem for my mom. But yeah, so just going back to like how Kill Nothing was saying about how he like just tired of traffic and basically society and everything. If there's one thing I've learned traveling, I mean, I have 10,000 miles under my belt sailing, and I've sailed from Florida down pretty much to Panama and across the Pacific Ocean. Everywhere I go, life is the same everywhere you go. It's not like if you're leaving Canada and the United States and getting away from all the TikTokers and shit. Like French Polynesia, you walk into you walk into a restaurant or whatever in the bathroom, and there's girls out in the mirror doing TikToks. Like, you are not escaping any of that. You know, I feel like Brian usually made it sound like that. I don't think, like, I feel like he's going to have a little bit more. I know he's been to Thailand and stuff, but my experience traveling abroad is way different than I feel like his is. I don't think coming out sailing you're escaping the rat race per se. And being in the really remote areas is what I dreamed of. We're in the middle of the South Pacific Ocean right now, sailing to Fiji. We're in between Bora Bora and Fiji right now. But like, my dream was to get out here and be in all these remote islands where you don't see another soul for weeks. And man, is it a depressing life. Being out where there's nobody, you don't see anybody for weeks on end. The grocery stores barely have any kind of food, so you're eating like fucking crackers and chips and canned corn and. But yeah, Son of Odin, we're in the South Pacific Ocean. Where are you tuning in from? I feel like you've stopped in before. Or maybe I saw you in another chat. that's kind of why I wanted to do this live thing, because I wanted people to see. I feel like the YouTubes tend to glam it up a little bit more than it is, and then even the YouTubers that say that they're like trying to show everything, you can't film everything, especially when something bad is happening. The last thing you have time for is grabbing a camera to start filming. So I'm hoping, like, if I could do the lives when something bad happens, hopefully it happens while we're filming, and people could get a much better idea. I think anybody that's been tuning in for the last week or two, mostly the live has been me sitting in this exact location talking to the camera, because that's what I've been doing for the last 9 days, is I've just been sitting here as we sail. Like, what else can you do on a fucking boat? Especially when you're getting rocked back and forth. Like, what do you think you're gonna do? Sit there and work on your computer all day long? You'd have to, I guess, figure out a way to wedge yourself in somewhere so you don't get flung across the boat as you're trying to be on your laptop. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, I guess, and I also feel like I was just reading about that sailor that sailed from Oregon to Hawaii recently. And there's a lot of sailing YouTubers out there complaining about him and how he got this instant success, and how they're saying that he did it because his brother is a big social media marketing guru or whatever. But where was I going with that? I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, I guess like the argument about this guy was how he got famous because he plugged all the boxes that it takes to be famous, and like one of those boxes for social media to get popular is be like one of those kind of people that want to escape the rat race, want to learn how to live without having to work and be a slave to corporate America and everything. And I kind of feel like I don't know, people like the young people now were like, yeah, I don't want to be a slave to corporate America. And I bet you that's how my parents were when they were younger, and their parents were when they were younger. Like, I don't want to be a slave I don't want to work for somebody else and make somebody else rich and blah blah blah. I want to work for myself. No, you don't. I don't think most people really want to work for themselves, because once you realize how much work that actually entails, it's a lot easier to just go in, do your 40 hours, and not have to worry about the business or whatever job it is after your shift is over. I owned my own business for 5 years, and you worry about the business 24 hours a day. It's the most stressful thing in the world. You never heard of him? Yeah, there's apparently this big time TikToker now. He blew up in the last year because he sailed from Oregon to Hawaii, cashed in his 401k, and quit his corporate job. I don't know all the details, so I can't really say I have much of an opinion on it. But I was seeing that a lot of people seem to have a negative opinion on this guy, and apparently that if what they were saying is true, is his struggle, I guess, isn't as what he's making it sound on social media, and it was much more of just to blow up. He made the struggle because that's what the algorithm wanted. What's up, Hamza? How you doing? Son Odin, you're from Jersey. Yeah, I definitely think I talked to you before. I'm from PA originally. James, yeah, so you're self-employed. You know what it's like. It's different when you are the one that's responsible for the success of yourself. Like, whether you're getting paid or not is totally dependent on you. Whereas if you go work for Amazon, I worked for Amazon most of my life. Like, going to work for Amazon, I knew my paycheck was coming every fucking week. Well, or every other week. Or once I became salary, once a month. And after owning my own business, now I'm like, I can't wait to get back to America and work in a factory again or a warehouse. Go work my 40 hours. I'd probably do something different now. I definitely want to try to gain some new skills, maybe go learn how to weld or something. But I like escaping the rat race. I'm finding is it's not really realistic, and I don't know. I've had fun at jobs. Like when I started at Amazon, I worked for Amazon for I think 11 or 12 years before I quit, and then I worked for a company that delivered packages for Amazon. Then I started my own business, a logistics company that delivered Amazon packages. But like some of my best memories were like my first couple years at Amazon, when like the crew was just awesome. You enjoyed going to work. I think there's jobs out there that you could find that you enjoy going to work and you don't have to be trying to escape the rat race. What's a busker, Kill Nothing? I don't know what that is. Yeah, James, 60 hours a weekend. Like when I started at Amazon, I was the lowest level warehouse worker. I was making $15.75 after a couple of promotions. When we moved to Florida, I got the sailing bug and we decided to move to Florida, got transfers down to an Amazon down in Florida. And once we got down there, I realized first off, Florida is expensive as fuck to live. So we needed more money, and then I wanted to buy a boat, so I needed more money. So I just started asking for promotions and asking my boss what I needed to do to get a promotion. And just started working my way up in the company and started increasing my value to the company, and then my income, went salary. And then like my salary is, I don't know, like $60,000 plus $40,000 a year in stocks. So I'm making about $100,000, but then I'm working 80 hours a week. And when you start doing the math on if I was an hourly employee getting time and a half and double time, like I was not that much better off going from $15.75 to $100,000 a year salary. Well, 60 plus stocks. Oh, you play music on the street, okay. Hell yeah. But I mean, so then like when the off time is like, why don't you try to find a skill, something like, oh, I don't know, are you interested in sailing? Because if you were interested in sailing, I would probably say get some, like, learn some electrical work or something. So then when it's like when the street music is like the off season for that, then you go do some electrical work. I feel like your life should be like gaining skills and stuff. So let's just say that there is like an afterlife or something. Like, you know, your body, you don't take your body with you. You don't take any of the friggin' stuff that you accumulate over the years with you. So the only thing that you could potentially take with you is your memories, your thoughts, the skills you gain. So I feel like you might as well fill up your life gaining skills. Learn how to do some plumbing, learn how to do some electrical. Like, what could that possibly hurt you in life? It makes you gain confidence in yourself when you I remember I bought my first boat, and we had sailed to, I took it, the first time I ever took my first sailboat out by myself. I sailed it from Miami to Key West. I picked up my mom and my brother, and we sailed to Cuba. And we were like six hours away from the coast of Cuba. And my brother's like, "What's that sound?" And we look out the back of the boat, and there's just water shooting out the back of the boat. And here we're taking on water. The bilge pump's pumping it out, but we're taking on water. And I'm running around the boat, lifting up all the floorboards, trying to figure out where the water's coming in from. I opened the engine compartment, and the engine was cooled by seawater. So there was a hole in the bottom of the boat that sucked up seawater through a hose and ran it through the engine to cool the engine. and that hose had dry rotted and it fell off and it was just shooting water into the boat. So I friggin' cut off a little bit of the dry rot, put the hose back on, clamped it down, and we went on our merry way. Like when you friggin' realize that your boat is sinking and you just fixed the problem, like you feel like so confident in yourself. You start feeling like nothing could hold you down. Hell yeah. Well, I hope you find what you're looking for while traveling. I think just pay attention to what you see in other countries, and I think you might start noticing that life everywhere is the same. It's just everyone's just trying to make the best life that they can. And like you think that you're running from the rat race in Canada, and you find out that in Thailand and everybody in every part of the world is in the rat race. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Brian inspired me to do the lives too. Son of Odin, a machine shop, hell yeah. In school for welding, like that's a skill that that kind of stuff is skills that I'd like to gain too. I think that'd be fun as hell to learn. And it definitely would help me on a boat. I've had to pay, I've spent a lot of money on welding work in the last 3 or 4 years. So yeah, I mean, Brian inspired me, and I think if I met Brian, we definitely have some good times, some good conversation, but I also think that we also differ in a lot of ways too. I don't think you necessarily need to be trying to escape the rat race or anything, or try to, I don't know.
Yeah, but that's for people to
Yeah,
find
I mean,
out and experience for themselves.
Yep.
Because that's what we thought we wanted.
Yep,
too.
yep, yeah, exactly, and that's what I want people to understand. Like, I thought I wanted what Brian is saying he wants to, and I got out here and I realized that, first off, maybe it's not what I want, and second, like, what I thought I was running from in the United States is not really, like, what I was running from in the United States is everywhere else in the world, in Thailand, in Guatemala, in Honduras. Like, the rat race is everywhere.
So, like, the movie, for example, if anyone's seen it, Into the Wild, it's a 2007 film, and the main character's name, he's actually real, a real person, Christopher McKinless.
Yep. Into the Wild, she said, the movie.
Yeah.
And a book, it was.
And a book, I read it. He was trying to escape the rat race, quote unquote, and he wanted to find himself in Alaska. He thought he could live on his own, by himself, in the wilderness, survive.
But the point is that he learned that that wasn't the case.
Like,
And again, it says you're live. Also, I mean, it got that.
that was the last thing it was. Oh, yeah, it says July.
Now we got one person, which is my wife, probably. Let's see if anybody comes back. Fucking Starlink. Why can't you friggin' work flawlessly?
Can you see my comments?
Yep, we're live. I really don't know if there's any way to fix that Starlink problem. More lidocaine on the old canker sore. Whereas I don't remember who it was the one day called it a cancer, well, typo, said cancer sore. Oh God. We're back. Trying to numb the inside of my mouth so this friggin' ulcer or canker sore or whatever stops hurting. I also think that this whatever this stuff is also a little bit antiseptic, so it friggin' kills any